And welcome back to Create Mod here on Music Free Gaming. It is great to have you here, and I'm back here next to my cactus farm because, where else could I be? I don't have that many things built, y'all. No, but really, I've got a number of things I need, and one of them is I want to try to get closer to that the automated slime factory that I was talking about the other day, and I'm partway there with the cactus, but I also need a good source of bone meal, and I need a bunch of other things like string, for example, just for general use and building dispensers and things like that, right? So today, the first thing I'm going to need to get, or first thing I need to build really, is a mob farm. Nice general purpose mob farm, and I think what I'm going to do, I think I'm going to set this up over here. Maybe right over this section of beach, I think could be useful. So that's the plan, is I'm going to build a flushing mob farm, and then we'll see where I go from there. But I think that's a good enough place to start. Well, it doesn't look like much, but the farm is in place. It's currently turned off. There's a switch way up there that runs a hopper clock that turns on and off the water. And when it's off, this is your typical NEM-bomb style flushing farm, right? Everything's covered with water for now. That keeps mobs from spawning in here. And then when I'm ready to turn it on, I can just walk up a very long ladder here, flip this switch, and turns the clock on. Now, I'm starting to get a little bit of decoration here on the outside. I don't know how decorated this is going to be, but we'll start there. But I'm also getting these chutes in place, and when the mobs drop out of the farm, they're going to land on this guy right here. So what I need to do then is get this set up. Oh, it looks like night's falling, so to worry about that. But need to get some belts in place here. These guys, mechanical belts. This guy apparently, why? Okay, you go there, and you go there, and then you to there. All right, cool. So the belts are in place. I need to hook it up to a windmill or something to get it running. But this is how all of the drops are going to get out of the farm, right? I could use hoppers and stuff, but I'm going to pull these out. Eventually, what I want to do is get some brass tunnels running across the top here with various filters, right? So that I can filter out the bone meal or the bones and the arrows and all of that other stuff. But that's going to have to wait till I get some brass. And to do that, I'm going to have to go raid a fortress in the nether. So it's going to have to wait. But for now, at least I can load up some chests and start pulling stuff out. So, it's almost night. I'd like to sleep eventually. So, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get to sleep and then get the storage in place. Well, I woke up and it turns out got some friends nearby. That does not fill me with an excess of calm, I have to say. But if we can all just agree to leave each other alone, I think we'll probably get along. At least that's the hope and dream. Now, I don't need, what do I have here? 26 chests. That's a little much, but I'm always needing chests. So go ahead and flop these in place and dig all this stuff out. Now, again, the way you attach these are with tunnels, and I apparently did not bring them with me, which is annoying. So I guess I'll go grab some tunnels. But yeah, so the tunnels just pull out here into these chests, and I've got room. I can set up another couple of chests underneath with some hoppers or chutes underneath, and we'll see how this goes. Okay, these guys are starting to annoy me, and I think I need to take them out before I finish the rest of this tower. Now, the good news is there doesn't seem to be a captain here, so I should be able to just take these. Oh, come on. Quit. Ow. Okay. Ow is right. Ow, ow. Okay. All right. Let's see if... don't do that. That hurts. Seriously. Okay. Got them taken care of. Sadly, well, I got a couple of arrows in me. Did pick up a couple of arrows, but doesn't look like they dropped a crossbow, which is too bad. I wouldn't have minded an enchanted crossbow. All right, well, enough of that. Back to work. Okie dokie artichoke. I've got myself a windmill up there just for grins and giggles, and chugging all the way down here to the belts. Now, it's going to go a little slow, and I need to take this wooden tower out of the way, but shouldn't be too bad. Should just be able to just pop right on up there, turn that on, and there we go. Cool. So now, anything that hits the belts down there, like all of these logs or planks and ladders and things that I'm dropping, should end up down there nicely on the conveyor belts. Jeez, monkeys. All right, and in the boxes. All right, well, time to put this belt back on. Don't you hate it when a belt slips, you know? There we go. Get that back in place. So now, yeah, all of the items that made it onto the platform, there we go, are there. So now the next test is going to be to go up and turn the farm on. And to do that also, I think I need to set up an AFK spot up there. All right, so I'm up on top of the farm. That's the center of it right there. Hit the switch. So that now has turned all of the water off. And we'll, of course, turn it back on again because that's what the clock does. And I am totally incapable of climbing ladders. Okay, so let me get up here to the AFK spot. And this, you got to be up here 24 blocks, I think, away from the spawning platform. So I'm now up here. I think, actually, let me move this bed just a little bit. Let's just slide it over right there. That's okay. Now, let's free cam down and take a look. We should. Yeah, see, we're starting to see mobs. Well, I was hoping that they would flow down a little bit better. Spiders are just in the way, but they're all dropping down. And now you can see down here on the conveyor belt all of the happy goodies that made it through. Apparently, managed to get a spider that survived the drop in some way. But I can just hop right up there and kill him. But there's all of the goodness. Oh, that just looks cool as they as all the drops are riding the conveyor belt. So awesome sauce. Awesome sauce. Well, I'm gonna head back down. I'm gonna leave this running. Won't work quite as well while I'm down there, but that's okay. That's okay. Let this go. And then, I guess the next thing I need to do if I want to make a slimy portion of this is I need to set up a machine that I can drop all of the that I can drop all of like the bones into to grind up and get bone meal and then white dye. So I'll need to set that up probably over in this direction so that I can connect it over with the slime, or well, all the green stuff coming from here. And then I also need to have a spot that brings in wheat, which I'd like to pull in from the farm over there. So lots of fun, though it's going to be, I think, manually fed here for a little while. But that's the start of it. Cool. So I guess I'll get some mills in place, and this will be fun. This will be fun to have a slime factory. Okay, so phase 1 of my machine is complete. It's probably overly complicated, but the idea is to throw some cactus in there and throw some bones in there. And what'll happen is the cactus gets milled by that machine. You get the green dye coming out. The bones are going to get milled by a machine, by a millstone back here. Okay. Now I've got a filter on it so that bone meal gets dropped into this machine here and then spit out onto the thing. On occasion, the bones will just go straight to white dye. The bone meal will also go to white dye, but this way I can catch it. It ends up on the conveyor belt and then gets sucked into the mixer. And then the mixer, well, it mixes, surprisingly enough. And, okay, apparently I'm getting a little bit of white dye going past, but that's okay for now. And then what should happen here is I've got now lime green dye. So what I'll need to do here, once this is all done, okay, yeah, this should be, oh, empty hand, there we go. Yeah, so now I've got all of this. So this will come out with lime green dye, and then I just need to mix that with the dough, which I will be making here in just a moment. The dough is going to be phase 2. Now all of the extras that don't come through here end up in this chest. Now, a couple things I should point out. I've got some brass funnels here with some filters on them. And the filters, this one says, oh yeah, if it's bone meal, spit it here. This one says only suck in the white dye and green dye so that it all goes in that way. So cool. So now the next thing I need to do is get the wheat all doughfied and feed that into the system here somehow, because that'll be fun. The other thing that would be cool is if I could get bone meal out of the wheat machine and drop it right here. So like if I could get seeds into a composter and feed the composter into the mill, that would be great. So then at least I get more bone meal turning into the dye. So, all right, cool. So that's the plan. So let's get phase 2 going with the wheat. All right, now the dough side of this, I'm actually starting backwards. I'm starting at the dough side, which means you've got to throw flour into a washer deal and then have it get sucked up. Now, what I want to do is I want to prevent it from getting pulled into this chest until it's done being washed. All right, a little search on the wiki later, and so this is the way it's going to work. So I've got the filter. I'm going to set a deny list, use the wheat flour, and we're going to set the attribute can be washed. So basically it'll suck up everything that cannot be washed, which means that it has gone through this whole mess. So let me actually go grab some wheat and let's just see if I can see how this works. Right, so we'll grab some wheat and, I'll replant those seeds because it seems like a thing to do. All right, so I need to mill this, first of all. Oh, actually, I've got some flour right here. So we'll just work with this. Cool. So if I throw some of this flour in here, should just blow down this way. And eventually, yeah, there we go. End up somewhere over here, right? At least that's the theory, assuming it's not. Oh, yeah, it got stuck. Okay. Cool. So it got stuck here, which isn't great, but I think I can deal with that. So I might have to do something here. Same filter is still set, I think. Didn't have any of the, you know. All right, well, I'll set the filter and then see if I can make this work, maybe? I don't know. I'm just confused. Okay, there's probably a better way of doing this, but I've got this set now so you can throw something in here to get washed. It'll get sucked through eventually once the washing is complete into this this funnel thing, drop down onto this dealy bob, and hop on this conveyor belt. Now, I updated the filter over here. So that in addition to the two different dyes, it also will grab dough. So I can actually mix the slime right here in the same batch or same basin. So what should happen here is the dough will get pulled in. There you go. See it mixing. And when it's done, see, there's some slime. So what I need to do now, I need to do two things. One, I need to actually get the mill and everything working off into this. And then I need to get an output coming off here to pull all the slime out. So let's get the mill and stuff going in here, and then we'll get the filter. And the zaniness continues. So I think I've got this going. So the idea is I can just throw some wheat up there, and it's going to grind down. There we go. We get the flour. The flour will eventually wash into dough and get sucked in. There we go. And then all of that will meander right across this way. There you go. See, there's the dough. There's still some seeds and stuff, which end up coming in here. Now, it'd be nice if I could figure out some cool way of dealing with the seeds, but for now, they are what they are. So I can just grab some cactus, grab some bones on me, so let's meander over here to the mob farm, grab some bones. But just two, huh? There we go. I just heard a skeleton die. There's some more bones. Okay. Cool. Now I'm going to have to label these chests because I'm going to forget how they work. But the cactus goes in there. The bones go in there. The wheat happens over here. And everything should get mixed in rather nicely. Now, there is a small issue, right? I don't have any of the timings sorted out. So right now you see there's some dough in there. There was some green dye. It waits for the white dye to show up. And then it all mixes up and then mixes with any dough that's in there and gets slime out this side. And extras go over here, apparently. So now one of the things I did just for a little bit of recycling is, right, I can throw some dye on here and the dye will just spit out and eventually sort of make its way around as well. So if I want to come into this chest, which is overflowed with, oh, maybe there's some white dye or there's some lime green or something. I can throw it back in here and it should go back around eventually, right? At least that's the plan. So, yeah, this is going to build up just a little bit. But despite all of the mess, all of the ugliness, all of the I have no idea what the heck I'm doing-ness of this whole process, I am in fact getting slime balls. And probably more slime than I'll need in the near future. But it's fairly straightforward to do now, at least. So, was this too much work for little reward? Absolutely. But it's still funny. It is just a little zany, and I'm sure somebody out there can make this look a lot better. But for now, you know, I think this is going to work. I'm actually shocked. All right, one last thing, because this isn't complicated enough. I set up a chest here that I can drop compostables or whatever postables you want. In there, they'll compost into bone meal and get fed into this mill, which will then turn them into dye to get sucked up by the mixer there. Now, given the speed here, what I might do... Oh, I wonder if I have another... I do. I've got some more filters and mixers and another basin. So what I might do is actually set up another mixer. Because I think I can do that right here, right? Yeah, see, that's going to go in there like that. So set up another setup here to dump all of the stuff, maybe so I can mix a little faster. And I think this is going to work. So get some of the dye and yeah, so I'm going to have to take a moment and get all of this stuff sorted out. But that'll at least go a little faster and really take care of a lot of this extra that's building up here. And that is going to do it for today. This has been a crazy, crazy thing to build. And, you know, it's fun. Get my hands dirty with a little bit of all of the messed up fun and nonsense that is the create mod. So, this is, honestly, this build is a disaster, y'all. It is a mess, but I love it. So... we're going to keep playing with some more create stuff. But until next time, be excellent to each other. Remember to like and subscribe, and you know all the drill. And I'll see you next time. Until then, this is Music Free Gaming, signing off.